Did you know that 73% of English learners can read and write perfectly but freeze completely when a native speaker asks them a simple question like, "What's your favorite way to spend weekends?" Here's the shocking truth that language schools don't want you to discover. You've been learning English completely backwards. While you've been memorizing grammar rules and vocabulary lists, native speakers have been using a secret communication code that makes them sound natural and confident in every situation. What if I told you that in the next few minutes, I'll reveal the exact method that transforms nervous, hesitant English learners into confident speakers who can handle any conversation with ease? This isn't about perfect grammar or fancy vocabulary, it's about understanding the hidden patterns that make English flow naturally in real life. Picture this: you walk into a cafe in London tomorrow morning. Instead of panicking when the barista asks, "What can I get you today?" you respond with the same confidence as a native speaker. You understand every word, every tone, every cultural nuance. That transformation starts right here, right now. Stay with me, because everything you thought you knew about learning English is about to change forever. Let me share Daniel's story, a story that will revolutionize how you think about English learning. Daniel had studied English for 8 years. He could write perfect essays, pass any grammar test, and translate complex texts. But when he stepped into a small New York cafe on his first business trip, something incredible happened that changed his entire approach to the language. He confidently ordered a croissant and coffee, pronouncing every word exactly as he'd learned in his textbooks. The cashier looked puzzled and asked him to repeat himself twice. Daniel felt his confidence crumble until another customer stepped in and said, "He means a cross AW." The cashier immediately understood. Daniel realized that 8 years of textbook English hadn't prepared him for this simple reality. Pronunciation in real life is completely different from classroom theory. This moment taught Daniel the first secret of natural English communication. Listening to real conversations is worth more than 1,000 grammar exercises. The rhythm, the flow, the natural stress patterns that native speakers use instinctively cannot be learned from books. They can only be absorbed through authentic listening experiences. But Daniel's breakthrough was just beginning. Within 3 months of changing his approach to focus on real conversations, he went from nervous tourist to confident communicator. How? He discovered the power of contextual learning, understanding phrases not as isolated words, but as living tools used by real people in real situations. Have you ever experienced that frustrating moment when you know the words individually but can't understand them when spoken together quickly? You're about to discover why this happens and exactly how to overcome it. The transformation you're seeking is closer than you think. Emma's story reveals the second crucial secret. When she moved to Canada for work, she spoke English well academically, but struggled with everyday workplace conversations. During her first important meeting, her manager said, "Can you touch base with Mike about the new project?" Emma was completely confused. Should she physically touch something? Later, she discovered that touch base simply means check in or discuss briefly. This experience unveiled a fundamental truth about English mastery. Idioms and expressions are the secret. Language within the language. Native speakers use hundreds of these phrases daily, and understanding them is the difference between academic English and real-world fluency. Emma started collecting these phrases like treasures, and within weeks, she was participating in conversations with the same ease as her Canadian colleagues. The third secret came from David's London experience. Despite years of studying grammar and vocabulary, he found real workplace conversations moving at lightning speed. When a colleague said, "Let's grab a bite," David hesitated, not understanding this common invitation to get food together. This moment revealed that conversational English flows through patterns and phrases that textbooks rarely teach. David developed a strategy that changed everything. He began treating every conversation as a learning laboratory. Instead of staying quiet when confused, he started asking clarifying questions. "Sorry, what does that mean?" "And can you say that again?" became his most powerful tools. His colleagues were happy to explain, and David's confidence grew exponentially. Within weeks, when his manager said, "Let's wrap things up," David knew exactly what it meant. Time to finish the meeting. He had cracked the code of conversational English by embracing curiosity over perfection. Here's what makes this approach revolutionary. You're not just learning words, you're absorbing the cultural DNA of English communication. Every phrase, every expression, every casual interaction carries layers of meaning that connect you to the heart of English-speaking cultures. Sophia's airport experience demonstrates the fourth secret perfectly. Arriving in Australia, she felt confident about her English skills until the immigration officer asked, "Do you have anything to declare?" The formal tone made her panic. Was she in legal trouble? After asking for clarification, she realized declare simply meant reporting items like food or large amounts of money. This taught her that context is everything in English communication. The beauty of real-life English is that every challenging moment becomes a learning opportunity. Sophia learned to embrace these moments rather than fear them. She discovered that asking, "Could you repeat that?" or "I'm sorry, what does that mean?" didn't show weakness. It showed genuine engagement with the learning process. Mark's coffee shop experience in the United States reveals another crucial insight. When the cashier asked, "For here or to go?" Mark had never encountered this phrase but guessed correctly that to go meant takeaway. This taught him that English speakers often use different phrases for the same concept depending on their location and culture. Mark began paying attention to these regional variations, noticing that Americans say, "Can I get a?" instead of "I would like," and that "that'll be" is how cashiers commonly announce prices. These small observations transformed his ability to navigate daily interactions with confidence. The real breakthrough comes when you realize that English mastery isn't about perfection, it's about connection. Every conversation, whether ordering coffee or having deep discussions, is an opportunity to practice the art of human communication in English. Maria's workplace journey illustrates the fifth secret beautifully. Moving to an English-speaking city for work, she initially felt nervous about making small talk with colleagues. When John asked about her weekend, she worried about sharing too much or too little personal information. She learned that small talk isn't about deep conversation. It's about creating human connections through simple, genuine exchanges. Maria discovered that phrases like, "How was your weekend?" aren't invitations for detailed stories, but opportunities for brief, friendly connections. Responding with "It was good, thanks. What about you?" became her gateway to comfortable workplace relationships. The magic happened when she realized that small talk follows predictable patterns that she could master through practice. The beauty of mastering conversational patterns is that they work across countless situations. Whether discussing weekend plans, sharing travel experiences, or talking about hobbies, the same fundamental structures apply. Maria learned to ask follow-up questions, show genuine interest, and keep conversations flowing naturally. Think about your own experiences with English conversations. Have you noticed how native speakers seem to effortlessly move from topic to topic, always knowing exactly what to say? They're using these same patterns you can learn and master through focused practice with real-life situations. Understanding different accents and regional variations adds another layer to your English mastery. Whether it's British, American, Australian, or regional accents within countries, each brings its own flavor to the language. The key is exposure. The more you listen to different English varieties, the more your ear adapts to the beautiful diversity of English expression. Remember, English isn't just learned, it's experienced. Every moment you spend listening to authentic conversations, every phrase you practice, every cultural nuance you discover brings you closer to natural fluency. The journey from textbook English to conversational mastery happens through immersion in real situations. Consider the power of asking for directions, a practical skill that reveals so much about natural English flow. When someone says, "Go straight, take a left at the lights, and you'll see it on your right," they're using casual, rapid speech that textbooks rarely capture. Practicing these real-world scenarios prepares you for actual encounters where quick understanding and clear communication matter most. The transformation from nervous learner to confident communicator happens through accumulated experiences with real English. Each successful interaction builds upon the previous one, creating a foundation of genuine confidence that no textbook can provide. Professional situations offer another rich area for English development. Learning to handle problems and complaints professionally, whether at hotels, restaurants, or customer service interactions, requires specific language skills that only come through practice with authentic scenarios. When you call a hotel about Wi-Fi problems, saying, "Excuse me, the Wi-Fi isn't working in my room. Could you help me?" demonstrates polite, clear communication that gets results. The receptionist's response, "I'm sorry to hear that. Let me check and see what I can do," shows professional courtesy in action. These exchanges teach you the rhythm of problem-solving conversations in English. The key insight is remaining calm and explaining issues clearly using phrases like, "I'm having trouble with," or "there's a problem with." When someone offers to help, listening carefully to responses like, "Let me check on that for you," or "I'll have someone take care of it," shows you the polite, professional tone that characterizes effective English communication. Never hesitate to ask for clarification with phrases like, "Could you explain that again?" Or, "I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it?" These aren't signs of weakness. They're tools of engagement that show your commitment to clear communication. Imagine walking into that bustling London cafe now, with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. When the barista greets you with, "What can I get you today?" you're no longer surprised by the casual, friendly tone. You respond confidently, "I'd like a latte, please." And when they add, "That'll be £3.50. Would you like any pastry with that?" You understand every nuance of this rapid, informal exchange. This confidence comes from understanding that real-life English is fast, friendly, and often informal, completely different from the formal language patterns taught in traditional classrooms. You've learned to adapt to different communication styles, recognizing that flexibility is the key to natural conversation. Navigating busy cities becomes second nature when you've practiced asking for directions in realistic scenarios. Picture yourself in Manhattan, approaching a local with confidence. "Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to the Metropolitan Museum of Art?" When they respond with rapid, clear directions, "Sure, just go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left at the big intersection, and you'll see the museum on your right." You follow every word because you've trained your ear to catch these natural speech patterns. The art of making small talk transforms from a challenge into a pleasure. Meeting someone at a community event, you naturally begin with observations like, "Lovely weather today, isn't it?" These simple openings lead to genuine conversations about favorite activities, local attractions, and personal interests. You've discovered that small talk isn't about profound topics. It's about creating human connections through shared observations and genuine curiosity. Professional environments no longer intimidate you because you understand business communication patterns. When colleagues use phrases like, "Let's circle back to that point later," or suggest to touch base about the project, you participate confidently, knowing these expressions are simply efficient ways to organize workplace discussions. Phone conversations, once challenging without visual cues, become manageable through your developed listening skills. Calling customer service, you clearly explain problems and understand responses, using phrases like, "Could you please repeat that?" when needed. You've learned that clarity is crucial in voice-only communications, and politeness always opens doors to effective problem-solving. Travel scenarios that once created anxiety now feel routine. Airport announcements about delays due to inclement weather don't confuse you anymore because you understand that formal announcements often use more elaborate vocabulary than casual conversation. You've learned to ask staff members for clarification when needed, building confidence through every interaction. Discussing hobbies and interests has become a natural way to connect with others. When someone asks about your free time activities, you respond with descriptive language that paints vivid pictures. "I love reading historical fiction, hiking mountain trails, and experimenting with international recipes." You've learned that sharing personal interests invites others to share theirs, creating the foundation for meaningful friendships. Your journey through interactive exercises has built muscle memory for common conversational phrases. Practicing sentences like, "How are you today? What have you been up to lately? And the weather is really nice, isn't it?" has made these expressions flow naturally in real conversations. This repetition has created the automatic responses that characterize fluent speakers. Workplace meetings no longer feel overwhelming because you understand professional communication patterns. When team leaders say, "We need to finalize the project timeline by Friday," and colleagues respond with calendar coordination, you participate seamlessly. You've learned that workplace English values clarity, efficiency, and collaborative problem solving. Service interactions have become opportunities to practice polite, effective communication. Whether resolving hotel Wi-Fi issues or handling restaurant problems, you use phrases like, "I'm having trouble with," and "Could you please help me?" to communicate needs clearly. You've discovered that remaining calm and explaining issues systematically leads to faster, more satisfactory solutions. The transformation extends beyond individual conversations to cultural understanding. You've learned to recognize regional slang like Australian ripper deal, excellent bargain, and American casual expressions. Understanding that English varies beautifully across different cultures while maintaining its core communicative power. Social gatherings feel natural now because you've mastered the art of informal conversation. Sharing stories about your day, asking about others' experiences, and using warm, descriptive language like wonderful, enjoyable, and delightful has made you a welcome participant in family dinners and friend meets. Digital communication skills have developed alongside your spoken abilities. You understand when to use formal email language. "Dear Mr. Smith, I hope this email finds you well," versus casual texting. "Hey, are we still on for dinner tonight?" This flexibility shows your growing mastery of English communication across all mediums. Cultural events like art exhibitions have become platforms for expressing abstract ideas. When discussing artwork, you can describe bold colors and dynamic brushstrokes, and ask thoughtful questions about artistic inspiration. You've learned that English enables you to engage with complex, creative topics as easily as everyday practical matters. Academic discussions no longer intimidate you because you've practiced active listening and thoughtful questioning. You can summarize lectures, ask for elaboration on complex topics, and contribute meaningfully to intellectual conversations. This confidence comes from understanding that academic English, while more formal, follows the same fundamental patterns as conversational English. Spontaneous conversations have become opportunities rather than challenges. Joining discussions at community parks or informal gatherings, you contribute observations and ask engaging questions that keep conversations flowing naturally. You've learned that spontaneity in English comes from having a solid foundation of conversational patterns that you can adapt to any situation. Online interactions through forums and chat rooms have shown you how English adapts to digital spaces. You understand informal abbreviations, casual expressions, and the flow of online discussions. This exposure has broadened your understanding of how English speakers communicate across different platforms and contexts. Handling disagreements or misunderstandings has become a skill rather than a fear. Using phrases like, "I see your point, but I have a different perspective," and "Can we clarify our thoughts further?" helps you navigate differences of opinion while maintaining respectful, constructive dialogue. You've learned that disagreement in English can be an opportunity for deeper understanding when approached with the right language tools. Storytelling has emerged as one of your strongest communication tools. Whether recounting memorable experiences or sharing personal insights, you organize thoughts clearly, include vivid details, and engage listeners emotionally. You understand that good stories in English combine factual information with emotional connection, making your communication more memorable and impactful. Interactive practice has become a natural part of your learning routine. You regularly practice common phrases, paying attention to natural rhythm and emphasis. Sentences like, "I appreciate your help. Could you please repeat that?" And "That sounds interesting" flow automatically now because you've practiced them until they became second nature. Live events like concerts or performances no longer overwhelm you with their high-energy announcements and crowd interactions. You can match speakers' enthusiasm, complement performances effectively, and adjust your tone and pace to suit different emotional contexts. This adaptability shows your growing comfort with English across various social situations. Bookstore conversations about literature. Recommendations have become natural opportunities to practice descriptive language and polite inquiries. You can discuss captivating plots and intriguing characters while asking for suggestions tailored to your interests. These interactions demonstrate your ability to engage with English speakers about shared passions and interests. Government office interactions requiring formal language no longer create anxiety. You navigate passport renewals, document applications, and official procedures with clear, concise communication. Understanding formal requirements while maintaining politeness shows your mastery of appropriate register for different contexts. Healthcare conversations have become manageable through practice with describing symptoms and understanding medical terminology. You can clearly explain health concerns using phrases like, "I've been experiencing headaches and fatigue," and understand follow-up questions about symptom severity and duration. This preparation helps you advocate effectively for your health needs. Video calls and digital meetings feel natural now because you understand how to blend clear speaking with active listening across technological platforms. You participate effectively in webinars, virtual meets, and online collaborations, showing that your English skills translate seamlessly across all communication mediums. Current events discussions have become opportunities to practice summarizing, analyzing, and expressing opinions about complex topics. Whether discussing local community issues or global developments, you can process information quickly, retain new vocabulary, and contribute thoughtful perspectives to group conversations. Group discussions and debates showcase your ability to articulate opinions clearly while respecting different viewpoints. You use phrases like "I believe" and "I'm curious about" to express thoughts and ask clarifying questions. These skills demonstrate your evolution from passive listener to active participant in English-speaking communities. Shopping interactions have become effortless through practice with polite inquiries and clear directions. Whether asking for help locating items or requesting additional information, you navigate retail environments with confidence, using phrases that get results while maintaining friendly interactions with staff members. Unexpected challenges like sudden weather changes or spontaneous plan modifications no longer disrupt your communication flow. You respond calmly with appropriate phrases, ask relevant questions, and contribute to group problem solving. This adaptability shows your true mastery of conversational English. Friendly debates about personal preferences, whether discussing favorite cuisines or travel destinations, have become enjoyable opportunities to practice comparing ideas and expressing opinions. You use descriptive language effectively, ask engaging questions, and maintain conversational flow even when perspectives differ. Nonverbal awareness has enhanced your communication effectiveness. Even during phone conversations, you understand how tone conveys emotion and meaning. You smile while speaking, noticing how this changes your vocal quality. And you incorporate natural pauses and emphasis that make your speech more engaging and authentic. Your journey has progressed from simple phrase recognition to sophisticated conversational mastery. Every scenario we've explored, from coffee shops to professional meetings, from casual social gatherings to formal presentations, has contributed to your growing confidence and natural fluency. The transformation is evident in how you now approach any English conversation. Whether meeting strangers, reconnecting with friends, handling professional responsibilities, or engaging in cultural discussions, you possess the tools and confidence to communicate effectively and authentically. Advanced conversational techniques have become natural parts of your communication style. You navigate nuanced discussions, handle abstract topics with ease, and adapt your language register automatically based on context and audience. This sophistication shows your evolution from English learner to English communicator. Multimedia practice through audiobooks, podcasts, and varied content sources has fine-tuned your ear for different accents, speaking styles, and cultural variations. You appreciate the rich diversity of English expression while maintaining your own authentic voice within the language. Your English journey represents more than language acquisition. It's cultural integration, personal growth, and expanded opportunities for connection with English speakers worldwide. Every conversation builds upon previous experiences, creating an ever-strengthening foundation of genuine communication confidence. The path forward continues with endless opportunities for growth, connection, and expression through English. Your transformation from hesitant learner to confident communicator opens doors to relationships, opportunities, and experiences that enrich your life in ways that extend far beyond language learning. You've discovered that English mastery isn't a destination, but an ongoing journey of connection, discovery, and personal expression. Every conversation, Whether casual or profound, simple or complex, contributes to your continuing evolution as a confident, natural English communicator. This is your moment. This is your English journey, and it's just beginning to reveal its full potential for connection, opportunity, and authentic self-expression in the global English-speaking community.